Hi, welcome to Nina's Bag Podcast. Nina's Bag Podcast is a podcast that I developed to create a safe space to have conversations about everything. And today I'm really, really excited because we are going to have very, very good conversation about one of the important things that Ulster County and also the surrounding counties are lucky to have because of people like my guest today. Today, my guest is Joe Concra. Joe Concra is an amazing person, and we were just having a conversation before we started about how when I think Joe Concra, I think O positive. Well, there's a lot more than just O positive, and as great as an organization as that is, there's a lot more that this man consists of. Like he has done amazing, creative, beautiful things, and I just want to, before we actually, give Joe the opportunity to speak, I just want to read something really, really quick. Joe Conkler is a painter and the original O Positive founder. His work examines glimmers of hope and the illuminated edges using the classic techniques of oil painting with which he creates worlds both familiar and skewed by dreamlike absurdity. That's so crafty, so crafty. His work is amazing, and I think so many people see Joe and think O Positive, but he has an amazing artistic ability besides what he created with O Positive. And I just want to elaborate, and then we can go into this. After meeting a local dentist in 2010, he focused on creating a group and a project, O Positive, which combined art, music, and healthcare for artists and musicians, a seriously under-insured part of the population. Now, art is a human right. And I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to introduce the man, Joe Concra. Joe, can you look into that camera? Right there is that camera there.
Hi, camera. Hi, Lily.
Joe, thanks for coming. And I want to give my beautiful co host the opportunity to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Melissa, Nina's co-host, and I'm happy to be here, and I can't wait to hear all about you. I really can't. It's excited.
Yes. Thank you both. I couldn't do this without you. I love
Thank
it.
you
When
for having me.
you were here last week and I was like, is everything right? But Joe, you're so before we talk about O positive, which this is a hot time right now because O positive is literally October 10th through the 12th.
Yes.
So you upheave the whole community when O positive starts. And I think it's so fly because you bring a lot of stuff here. Like you transformed Kingston the first time. I couldn't believe it. I'm still finding things. I'm still walking around or riding around and I'll say, where'd that mural come from?
70 now.
70.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kingston Youth Voices, teaching the kids how to give mural tours, doing mural tours every week. There's so much to tell you about how we've come from when we first met
Wow.
to where we are today.
Yeah.
Which in 2 days is the 15th O Positive Festival, and I wish
The 15th?
15th, yeah.
Wow, I'm thinking like the 4th, but that's crazy.
I looked a lot younger.
I think you're still adorable, just like you were when the first day I met you at City Hall.
You said a couple of things were around, like before we started talking here about what I do and I'm painting.
Tell me,
To Kingston.
let me see your cute.
There's this conception. I've heard some that I'm not from Kingston, but I'm a 1983 Kingston High School graduate. So there you go. Go Tigers.
I didn't think you were from here. I'm not even.
Yeah. Well, not born here. My family moved here in 1980.
Lived here.
Yeah. And one of the reasons O Positive started, besides the conversation I had with a dentist, was that when I moved here from Philadelphia, I was put in an art class, and I was failed in that art class, and they didn't let me go on to take any other art classes. So I never took an art class.
Wow.
Except for like half of one semester in junior or ninth grade, and then I found it in college, and that was how I found art. Like, I will say this: at that time, the Kingston City School District completely failed me because they didn't allow for expression. Hopefully, the way they do now. Yeah.
Wow.
But we're here now.
Home and stuff. Did you?
I always drew
You did.
a lot. Yeah, and spent a lot of time alone and dreamt up, like most kids, dreamt up fantastical places and worlds in my head and put them on paper. And
Not everybody can put them on paper, though.
yeah, well,
That's the artist. I think you had it before you got to Kingston High School.
yeah,
That's what it sounds like. You had artistic in you,
yeah,
and they didn't actually bring it out of you more, which could have happened.
yeah. And it's nobody's fault.
It's not a big deal in respect to, because it didn't stop you, but it's another misconceived thing. Art is very misconceived.
Well, actually, that's interesting you said that, because I went on to teach in college for a few years, and I always thought it's great that you're taking my class, but where are the students that would be painting with or without this class, or making art with or without this class?
Oh.
Because when you have it and you got to get it out, you're going to get it out. However, there are certain barriers to be able to keep doing that, one of which is financial. And the biggest one for most artists I know, once they pay their rent, once they buy their supplies, is their health care.
Well,
So that's how O Positive was born, right? It was born because there was a need. I met a dentist, Tom Single, who has his office on Broadway here in Kingston, at a party. He said he wanted to bring a band to Kingston. At that time in 2010, there wasn't even a BSP. There was nothing really happening. So happens that my friend Alex Marvar knew the manager, and I said, well, if you can get them here, they can get their teeth fixed. And I called the doctor. I called some musician. I called some.
though.
We had our first big meeting, about 7 of us maybe, and then 4 months later, I was at Keegan, and then 4 months later, we had the first festival. And at that first,
4 months after that,
after the first meeting, it was pretty quick.
wow.
And we used all empty storefronts. And I think the community was more like, yeah, that's a crazy idea. Go ahead and give it a shot.
No,
And
it was spoiled. It was like, wow.
yeah. And now we didn't start murals until 2013. And now we have 70 in town. And we're doing 4 this year, 3 of which are being painted right now while we're talking.
Wow.
Yeah. And we went from 25 providers that first year to now we have 125 in the clinic every year.
Wow.
And the big news is now we're in about 18 months in where we have a year-round clinic now for artists and musicians.
Street?
Which actually, no, it's actually on Wall Street, where Bob Tatatum used to be, on North Front and Wall.
Got it.
And there's a little venue, a little stage, a gallery, and then behind that wall is a little doctor's office.
That's
so
crazy.
we have a doctor, and we have an exchange system that is a portal online, where right now in that exchange there's 302 providers, and there's about 2,000 alumni. And if you're an alumni, you could go on there right now. You fill out a little form. It kicks back to you a couple questions. Make sure you're an alumni, and then you get into this portal, and you can see a doctor. You can go to the dentist. You can get mental health help. You can get massages, whatever is available. And that also means all the providers can then take too. So a number of providers, maybe they want some mental health counseling, maybe they need PT.
That's so beautiful.
And it's not a one-to-one exchange. So it's not like, hey, Nina likes my artwork, she's going to give me, advice on how to run a podcast. It's, hey, we're all in this, and you can take whatever you want.
You literally organized the needs, not needs, several needs. And I'm so glad you said mental health, because I can't imagine what artists go through, because the term starving artist is very, very real.
That term.
It's a very real concept of it. The understanding of it, to me, it made me recognize the fact that as creative as people are, they're not able to have basic things because it's not recognized the way it should be to some extent.
Right, because there's an established market for bagels.
There's not a pay scale. Right.
Like everybody knows what certain things are.
That's right.
And need, but everybody doesn't realize they need art in the world until they put on Spotify, right? Or until they're listening to music in the car, which I don't know if people still do that, but everybody needs art.
I think it's changing.
Do you?
I think it's changing, but I think there's still a long way to go, because I think, I love O Positive. I love what you do once a year, and Kingston gets invaded by all these people that are loving artists, and whether it's musician, drawing, painting, there's the worth is actually valued so much, and you can see it in that time. But I think because of that, it's actually changing people's understanding of art and the importance of it, and the need for art.
You still have to have that in your heart, though. You have to be artistic. You have to,
I don't think it's just Kingston is changing. I think that communities are changing. They're seeing the beauty in it, because I remember the whole thing with the murals. Philadelphia did it. Now, Philadelphia transformed a place that was not nearly as comfortable and as secure as our kind of living up here. You know what I mean? It was a very, very tough place to live. And an artist community changed that by painting these amazing, amazing murals. And I got educated on that because Shane Gallo was decent enough to teach me things. You know what I mean? He taught me that this is what they did. He brought me in and had me meet you guys in his conference room. Thank God he did that, because I met the most interesting, creative group of people in Kingston. Ann Bailey, Richard Fulmis, Micah. Micah, we always say your first name because you're just Micah. You're just Micah.
It's like funny. Yeah.
Joe. People when they say O positive, nobody says Joe Concra. Everybody says Joe O positive.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's true.
Yeah. It's funny when you spend this much time doing something and you get this committed to it, that it's, I've never seen O positive as a vocation. I've seen it as a group art project. So it's all artist run, right? And medical professional run.
Project, though.
Yeah. So it's like, every year is different. I mean, we've never done a comic book before. This is our entire schedule. It's skewed.
Yes.
There's comedy. There's 55 bands. There's 35 artists. It's great. Sorry, I should be looking at the camera. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, it looks like a robot. 2D2.
Yeah, it does, right? It looks like a little robot. This is like, I remember when it was a flyer, a one-page.
Just one piece of paper.
That's right. And then we have a program with different dates, different times, different venues. Like, this is growth, and growth is a good thing when it comes to art.
Yeah, and we've always been supported by the wristbands, which are by donation. And I think that's the part that is the most amazing thing to me. Is that,
tell us about.
Yeah, so from the beginning, I'm growing up here. Like, Kingston has never been an affluent community, right? It's got many communities within it.
That's exactly it.
But it is one city, which always has driven me crazy. Like, there's an uptown, downtown. Didn't know there's a Kingston.
There's too many silos.
Right, too many silos. No. And we've always had this one red wristband that, by donation, gets you into every event. No VIPs, no special VIP sections.
I never knew.
No extra, nothing, no ticket price. It's all by donation. So, like, before I came here today, I was seeing what people were donating. And I'm not kidding, this is truth. I saw somebody wrote $300 for like 4 wristbands. Amazing, great donation. The next person put in 5 cents. Amazing. Thank you for the donation. Like, that's what they can do. They get to come to everything, just the way the person who gave us $300 gets to come to everything. And I think that is our key. Now, it may not be sustainable past 15 years or 6, whatever that is, because every year we never know if we're going to make it. But as long as the community gives, so we have space to do what we're doing, and then supports it by buying wristbands, or then we have some year-round donors and stuff, then it's fantastic. But what we're really doing is we're building a new healthcare system based on exchange. And we're valuing each other equally. We're not saying that a doctor is more valuable than a musician. We're not saying, so that also means if we're going to walk the walk of our values, that our wristband always remains pay what you can.
Donation. And I just, because I'm a weirdo, that person that gave 5 cents could be somebody that absolutely loves art and can't give any more than that. I like to think, if you're listening to this, if you see this, pay it forward, because you're going to get into a bunch of venues to see a lot of stuff. But I'd like to think the beauty in you, Joe, is that you, like, the more you do, the more it costs. You know what I mean? The more it costs. And that's just a simple fact. But you're actually willing to keep things the same way. Like, you never put a price on things. I remember one year you came around, I was sitting on my porch and you were delivering things. I don't know what it was. What was that? It was something you were delivering to people's houses. Just
I don't beer to people. I don't know.
I'm serious. I think it was beer. And I was like, is he serious? Like, how's he doing this? I couldn't believe it. I said, Joe is fascinating. Like, amazing. I mean, you got my attention. I said, I got to go. I went uptown, up to Wall Street. I went to quite a few events that year, but there's so many now.
Yeah.
Where are they? Are they all kind of in a centralized area?
The murals are all over town. So a new mural is going up on the Green Line on the side of Red Owl, which used to be Wonderly's. So there's a big, beautiful mural there already, and another one's going up on that now. Yeah, it's beautiful. And if you haven't seen Chip Thomas's Ain't I a Woman mural, that's unbelievable. It's 230 feet long
What is it?
on the side of the old Wonderly's building on the Green Line.
Is that the walkway? Is that
Yeah.
that is? I take pictures every time I go by there.
It's amazing, right?
It is so amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, and that's actually this stuff called polytab. So we printed on it, and then you paste it on the wall. You literally like it's up there.
So that's
and then you paint around, like you paint the word. All those words were hand painted. All those colors,
wow,
all hand painted. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you guys get donations for the paint or anything like that? Or
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't do this without the amazing, some sponsors and some sponsorship dollars. Although I have to tell you, I'm gonna be straight up, like sponsorship dollars this year are lower than they've been in years. People are hurting. So that's
to try to get everybody's out there and listening, which I know people are. Please remember, artists' work is just as important as everybody's work. If you pay your mechanic and you're able to travel, just think of how this, not just our community, but many communities are transformed because of art. Imagine how important it is to be able to hear a band. There's times where I think, wow, I wish there was more here. I had a band at this event and people were pulling over in their cars. They were like, wow, I can't believe you're doing this here on Cedar Street in Kingston on a Wednesday night. Like, that's so important. So October 10th through the 12th is the date for O Positive. Right? What's the first event? Is there a kickoff? Is there
actually has it all?
But they don't see.
No, but I'm just saying,
if you can get one of these programs are amazing. I'm
all over the place too. I can give you places where they're located uptown, downtown, and midtown right now.
I love this.
Does a diner have some?
I can drive, but I have some in my bag. But I do want to answer your question about. I want to go back to just one thing you asked.
I mean, like throwing all kinds of stuff.
I'm spacing out as to what the actual question was, so maybe I'll come back to them. But yeah, the wristband donations. So it's not just about the sponsors; it's about the partners, right? So Frank Waters and My Kingston Kids this year, they're running the parade. They're also doing. We have a massive block party on Saturday afternoon from 1 to 6. And last year it was so good that it was a stage. All these vendors, Westchester Medical is a big sponsor of ours, so they do screenings.
Westchester Medical.
They do a ton of screenings for us. They do PSAs for everybody, cancer screening, all on their bus.
Wow.
So it's all for the entire public too. It's not just for the artists, musicians.
Wow.
Yeah, right. It's great. So the next block down, we're doing My Kingston Kids is literally doing a whole block of kids events.
And let me tell you something, they do it because I went on their bus at this event this weekend. And I turned into a kid. I was like, what? It's so cool.
Yeah, they're bringing the bus.
I love the inclusiveness.
Yep.
I love that.
It's so good. And so many other things. So besides the 55 bands and who you might want to see. Yeah, I know. I always tried to say, well, let's do 35, and it ends up being 55.
Wow.
The first thing, and I think the most fun way to kick off any festival is a parade. So we've always been doing the parade. We used to do it without anybody knowing we were doing it, and now people know we're doing it. It used to start off at the library, but now that the library's moved, it starts off at Keegan, and it just winds its way through uptown and ends up behind our production office at 52 Main Street, where we build an outdoor stage called the Somewhere Stage, and there's bands that kick off. And those first few bands this year are like big brass bands, big two-step bands, big party bands. For venues, we're going to use the Old Dutch Church, which is great because it's
the parade. What time is it?
6 o'clock. 6 off at Keegan.
10.
And Bloom has it. I'll be on a float.
Yeah, you should be on a float.
I'll be drinking, eating a float.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll have ice cream for everybody on Saturday too.
That's nice. Thank you so much. But you need to be partying your butt off, Joe, because this is a lot to pull off.
How long does it take you to put all this together?
I'm already working on next year, assuming that we'll have a budget for next year. Like I'm already in conversations with venues and places. I personally love when we use existing storefronts or empty spaces in Kingston. The problem now is that the empty spaces in Kingston are majority owned by one person who seems to just want to keep them empty. So can't really get in that door. But we keep finding good neighbors and good people, and that's how we keep growing. That's how we've been able to do what we do, just by the kindness of people, like the amount of people that are reaching out to us right now saying, "Oh, I forgot the festival is coming. I have food for
That's
the
the
green room."
movement.
So that's another thing people should know is I'm gonna look in the camera for this one. You
Yes.
can't see the clinic because it's private, but behind the Old Dutch Church in Bethany Hall, there's 125 providers, and every artist and every musician is walking in there all weekend long, seeing a doctor, seeing a mental health professional, getting a
Crazy.
massage, and they're eating. Diane Reeder from the Kingston Candy Bar has been cooking all week, and everybody eats there all week long. So the nicest part, this is the reason I keep coming back. I'll go into that room and I'll sit down, and there'll be a doctor talking to an artist, and they'll be talking about their healthcare, or they'll be talking about art, and they'll be talking about where they're from.
Amazing.
And it just feels so good.
Yeah.
It just feels
People
so good.
get involved and help or volunteer or anything.
Yes, our website has everything on it. It has this schedule on it day by day. It has a volunteer sign up area. It has a apply for well, we haven't put out next year's applications because we won't do that till January, but then bands and artists can apply for next year.
You two should definitely exchange numbers because she will help anybody, and like not just help. Like she's amazing. So
Well, I was just going to ask you too. Do you do any of the social media stuff? Do you promote this all?
Yeah, our Instagram's pretty awesome. Like it's pretty much going all the time, and we have somebody who runs it now, which is great. Just for these last 4 weeks, which is great because we normally run ourselves, but right now we're only 4 people that do all this.
Really?
With a few contractors and a ton of volunteers. Yeah, our budget is not huge. So we just have to stay lean and keep doing it. Plus, we all love art. We're all artists and musicians. So
you never know what could happen. I think art is universal, like music is universal. Music is.
I grew up. My mom worked at Opus 40.
Oh wow!
So I was always at Opus 40 when they were having the concerts. I was the nacho.
I'm sorry. What is that?
It's what he built.
It was started by Harvey Fife. Right?
Harvey Fight, yeah.
And it took him his whole life. He built at the base of Blue Mountain, he built this spiral slate quarry that goes up to one big, huge pillar. It's a huge earth art piece.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Oh, I want to see that.
There's concerts.
Yeah, they still do. I think they're now the nonprofit itself. I think Bard held it for a little while so they get on their feet, and now they're doing okay. They've been
I loved
like
it.
crazy.
I was always there at New Orleans, John Hall, and all them were playing. I love music.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV, so I'm only music, and that's it. And I used to draw all the time too when I was a kid.
You got a weekend coming up. You're going to come down from Socrates and spend the whole weekend here.
Yeah, you got it. There's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I can see there's a lot, and
you can bring your babies, and they can go.
My grandkids. Yeah,
bring the grandkids.
They're 4, 5, 2.
But take them to Frank's spot. Like they'll love it. It's a bus with video games on. It's sick.
No, well, yeah, okay.
You don't want
the video games. Yeah.
Whatever. There's a whole area of just chalk drawing in the street, and
See, now I like that. Yeah.
There's so many things. I mean, we're even doing this thing where we have this little after dinner bitters called Underberg that's a sponsor. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, what can I do with them? Like, I love them. They're awesome people, and it's a German company since 1840, female owned and operated out of Germany, and they have this. If you don't. I should have brought some because you were saying before you came on, you're feeling a little like maybe some indigestion. That's what this is for. So
wait, who is that?
It's a bitters called Underberg. I think they're on our sponsorship. Anyways,
bitter.
Yeah, bitter, like after dinner. Like, so if you're feeling a little upset stomach. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do with them? So this is what I love about Kingston. I went over to Dallas Hot Wieners and I was like, can you give me 100 or 150 hot wieners fully stacked for a positive? And I gave them an Underberg and I said, we'll do underdogs. You get a hot dog and so you have and then you drink the things. Yeah, just try to have fun. I mean, you want to.
I like the catchy. I like when you because when you actually cross lines like that.
Yeah,
that's artistic too. It's just incredible.
I don't think we could survive for 15 years if we didn't continually sort of rip up the script and try again the next year. Like, what's this going to be? And our venues go as far as Tubby's, which is the old Broadway Joe's on Broadway and Cornell. Right. So
yes.
That's a venue now.
Right.
But we have murals all the way down to the Roundout and then all the way out on Beale. And now we're doing murals all the way up Route 28.
Really?
We just did a mural last year because we're doing murals year round now too. We just did one on the Elks Club on Hurley Avenue. was incredible. Eugene Stetz did this huge elk with this door.
It's so weird that you're saying that, because I think that people think that it's just for that the murals are just in Kingston. So you guys have branched outside of Kingston with these murals.
Yeah.
Stravels has a place on Broadway. Are you guys using his storefront?
No, but we always like communicate with who's doing it. He has a different show there right now, so we promote it. We promote all the other art shows that are going on.
Stravels, you need to be getting down all positive.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. Seriously.
Come enjoy the fun.
Seriously. I know you got the desk that you talk about all the time. Yeah.
I've seen the desk.
Yeah. Stravels, you need to be getting down. You have space right here in the middle, in Midtown.
Yeah. So that's our dream. So I'm glad you said that. Here's our dream. We have a little space on Wall Street and North Front Street. Great visibility, fun, but we can't fit more than 49 people in it. So imagine if this festival that's so amazing was happening every weekend, and there was a place you could go where every artist you were seeing was getting healthcare right in that building.
That's crazy.
Constantly. Because now we have a clinic, right? We have the licensed clinic, so we can put a bigger venue and more doctors in a bigger venue.
And not do it just once a year.
And have the once a year thing be our
Dietz Stadium.
Well, we're talking about Dietz Stadium right now. It's a good question. Yeah, the right performer.
Yes.
All right.
This is so interesting.
The right performer for the right. So here's the hardest part and the best part about what we do. We want artists to come for the healthcare. We don't have a budget to pay a lot of money. Sometimes we can pay travel. We can do some things like that. So like last year, Kate Pearson from the B-52s just came and played. Right?
Wow.
Pack the Church just came and played. Like, you really have to find the artists that get the mission. So my question to everybody would be, who can play Dietz Stadium that would get the mission, and who has the contact?
Gail Dorsey.
Gail plays with us. Gail, she does have the contact, but that would be really great. I mean,
We've been talking about that.
Gail played last year. Yeah, Gail played last year. She's great. She's amazing.
She is such a down to earth. You wouldn't even. I love her.
She played the first Positive
Giants.
Really?
Her and Sarah Lee, who played with Gang of Four, they played in what was, back then, it wasn't anything. It became outdated on Wall Street and is now a vintage store
Giants
called
in
New York
City. The New York Giants.
I think I have a connection to them. I can check that one out.
There's a band that called Soul Sense. They wouldn't happen to be involved in this, are they? I would love to see more bands of color that play R&B. I know you tried to make that happen. Every year I remember you trying to make that happen. This band, I'm so sorry that they're not involved. They're the band that I had on Cedar Street. That's one band that is incredibly motivating. I mean, people, white, black, everybody, Latino, everybody was dancing, just getting out of their cars and dancing to this band. That's one group. And then the other is, oh gosh, they're from Poughkeepsie. They're an R&B band that, like, Kill Rock is a place in Poughkeepsie that they actually just turned out like 2 weeks ago. They closed out the end of the summer. They do things like that.
Give me the names.
Not just once in a while. Poughkeepsie does things like it's like there's a little bit more support for the art community, I think. I don't know if that's what it is. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I would love to see us doing more here. And if I can help in any way, I'd be down.
Let me know.
Can have you both on the music committee. Our festival this year is incredibly diverse. Like,
is it?
Kool Keith is our headliner.
I don't know who that is.
1990s rapper. Great.
I don't know.
Huge.
I don't know.
Darn.
Please,
Chris, let me find another headliner.
Please. Soul Sense alone plays a lot of music that, stuff that like my mother would like, stuff that I like, stuff that like my son would like. They're very versatile like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had a lot of dance, sort of like big cumbia, like big dance party bands this year. It's a very diverse lineup.
Coming regardless. I'm coming because I love the fact that you are making music, so to speak, in Kingston, not just with the bands, but the artists, like people that are actually painting. I stood on Franklin Street and watching artists do that mural with and they did it the way that you just explained. They did it it was on a surface, and they kind of pasted it up on the wall. We painted around it. It was incredible. Incredible. I mean, it was a big deal. We made an event out of watching this. That's exactly.
That was really good.
That's right. I remember doing that block party.
That's right.
Yes.
It was good.
We did. We had people cooking food. I had my sister cook this crazy Jamaican rice and beans. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
We had everything.
I love a good block party.
So how many years have you been doing this?
This is year 15. And it's not only Kingston, right? We had Chicago, San Francisco, Petaluma, California, North Adams, Massachusetts, Louisville, Massachusetts, Poughkeepsie. Yeah, we've done them in a lot of places.
So how do you do this?
Yeah.
We did Chicago, San Francisco, and Kingston. I drove a lot.
Holy cow.
I drove a lot.
It's just
Yeah.
Why would you want
Wasn't
to
really-
do
because we're so close. They just come.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's like we have a garlic festival here.
it's a bigger city out of the two.
Micah and I drove to Chicago, I think, 3 times that year.
You didn't.
Back and forth. Boom, 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 boom.
I can see Micah and you doing that.
Yeah.
These are crazy.
A
A
drive.
good time.
Yeah.
Definitely a good time.
But yeah, and now we have a thing called Toolkit, which it's an open source platform of how you learn how to do this in your own community. So we get emails, I'd say at least 1 or 2 a month from different cities, mayors, regular people, artists.
How do you make this
And
happen?
we do our own O positive, and we just here's how you do it.
It's
So
incredible because you're helping people, artists that you don't even know.
yeah, no, I don't. That's okay. That's the whole.
I love that it's like that it's thought provoking for other communities.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm giving a talk to a statewide arts organization the day after the festival or 2 days after the festival.
You're not going to sleep all day.
Yeah, I had to say yes because they all want to know how you do this, right?
It is
So it's
incredible.
like, all right, well, let's because the other thing is the economic pressures on everybody right now are intense. Add that to someone who maybe hasn't sold a painting in a year or 3 or 5, or a band that can only be on Spotify where you make no money because nobody sells records anymore. The only way bands make any money is to play out live
That's right.
and sell merch. I mean, and it's not a lot of money.
Merch is like standard for anybody that's doing anything nowadays because so can you just tell us a little bit more about you and your art?
Yeah.
Where is your art?
I was hoping, but then you told me we're coming on your
The fun thing happens when you spend all this time working for getting healthcare for other artists.
I just was hoping you were just like one thing.
I won't say I lost because I paint every day. Like I got into my studio around 2 a.m. Yeah, because I was up working on O positive. I used to show regularly. I would say it was the pandemic, but also it was O positive that really stopped my career because I didn't pay nearly as much attention to what I was doing for myself.
That's what people do.
And and that's just me being really absurdly honest. I don't even think I even said that at O positive, but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
And I'm trying to get back to that. I scheduled a big show for November of 26. So that gives me, I'm about, 14, 13, 12 months out, 13, 11, 13, whatever. So that's fine. The work's all there, all done. I have tons of work.
I know you do.
Instagram,
The show.
yeah, Instagram's my friend. People find me there,
I have to go look you up.
and
I like the old white. I like having little art shows. Like I know everything's done online now. Everything, but it's not as personal. It's not. Yeah.
gotta go. I went to the best art show I've seen in about 10 years
Where?
last weekend in Connolly, of all places, on the creek.
That's cool. Now see, that's what I'm talking
the
about.
boats are.
That's cool.
There's 2 huge empty abandoned buildings. It's by a couple of curators. They have an Instagram account called Sightseen, and they do pop-up art shows
I like that.
for one day only. They spent time setting it up. There were like 30 artists, and you walked through this like abandoned warehouse with like tractors and weird stuff, and then art on the walls with light. It felt
That
so
looks
good.
so crazy.
Yeah.
It-
Also putting a bunch of artists in Connolly like that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
it's like Connolly's like a not even a block. Like it's
Yeah,
very, very,
it was very small.
very, very small.
So everybody was like, "What are these people doing here?" Because there were hundreds of people.
That's
It was
great. Because that's what art does, though. That's what I mean. Like shows, even putting together a show every quarter is amazing because it teaches people that don't really understand. Like there are people that in neighborhoods that are underserved that really don't understand, but there are artists within that neighborhood. Do you know what I mean? So like it's just a way of connecting people because it's universal. Like painting, drawing, whether you're doing clay, whatever it is, it connects people. I think.
Yeah, there's a reason that cave paintings are the thing we look at earlier because our first language is visual, right? That's our first language. Like we all understand visual cues and visual language. It's actually the spoken word that gets us into a lot of trouble, but the visual language usually doesn't, right? So my greatest joy in going to look at art or just discovering an artist or a young artist, I want to look at what they're saying. I don't want to hear what they're saying. I don't want to read what they're saying.
See, that's the
I want to look
right
at it.
there.
But
That's what I love.
that's the fun part, right? Like I want to. There's murals going up right now, and I can't wait to see where they are tonight, right? Like I know where they are. There's a 3-story one going on the back of Signature Fitness uptown in the parking lot. That's looking great. It's from Miro. He's fantastic. And on Friday night, we're going to show a film about street art and skateboarding culture called Beautiful Losers.
Where's that going to be?
Back behind that lower parking lot, the municipal lot off Schwank Drive,
Okay.
across from the plaza. We're putting up skate ramps.
Oh,
Kids
this
can
is
skate.
so cool.
That's 7 o'clock on Friday night after the parade. And you can choose that as part of your adventure. And that will just be done, right?
Do you know what he's doing? I mean, that's
I saw a mock-up, but I can't really talk
Right.
too much about it because I'm ready to see it. I want to discover it. I mean, you mentioned mural arts, and we went to mural arts before we even started doing murals here because one, I just love Philly and any excuse I can get to go back to
I
Philly.
think Philly is like it set the whole East Coast on fire. I think with murals because there was a time where the murals weren't respected and it just inflamed the whole entire thing. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go now, like I'm not gonna say the name, but somebody was talking about getting rid of graffiti and murals, and I was like, I don't understand that. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Like when something can brighten a place, like all right, when you come through the traffic circle, not the traffic circle, but the circle, the new circle here, right at the top of Broadway, and you see that mural as you're coming out, I think it's so fly. It's just
The owls or the hearts?
the
or
house.
The owls, yeah.
Yes.
And
It's crazy.
He's doing so well. That was one of his first walls, and he is doing so well.
That is such a crazy thing. Like you notice them so much more because of the way the circle's set up now, because you can see it.
Wait,
But
who's the artist who drew that?
he just mentioned his
He
name.
changed his street name. He's now going by his real name. Give me a second to think about Justin Suarez.
Justin Suarez. Who's the artist that did the hoodies? That was my logo. Remember me asking
Yes.
because you
He's Westergaard. He's all over the world now. I have a funny one about that. That's on the tower of what was BSP,
right.
and he wasn't supposed to do that. And I can see that tower from my roof.
It's one of my
And
faves.
when he was doing it in the middle of the night, I went up to my roof and I looked and I went, that's not what he proposed. He proposed two people kissing and a big butterfly above them, like embraced, and it ended up being his friend Matt. That's his friend Matt.
Well, the other thing was I had a 501c3 called My Brother's Keeper. And I said, Joe, I want to have this,
Yeah.
I want to use this work. How can I do this? And he said, well, you better call the artist and see. So I called him. And he said, sure, no problem. Why not?
Yeah.
I was like, thank goodness, because I thought that it embodied My Brother's Keeper because it was two guys. And Joe called me back and he said, Nina, you know they're white. I said, I don't care if they're green. I want those hoodies. I want the guys with the hoodies on. So that was my logo for My Brother's Keeper. He's good.
He's really
There's so many good. So
I love that you just said it, like, because one thing from the beginning we really focused on was making sure that early on, one of the artists said, I don't get a chance. She has a mural on Broadway and it's about immigration and there's police and the boats. Yeah, Jess Snow. And she literally said, we don't get a chance to paint the people that we want that look like us. And it was so funny because she was doing the mural, right, of the face. And a woman came out of the apartment that was right next door and she looked and she goes, thank you for making a mural that looks like me. And I nearly hit the floor.
Makes sense.
I nearly hit the floor because quite honestly, I mean, I'd thought all about it and I get it, but then I mean, it's pretty easy to look like
It doesn't really, if it doesn't affect someone, you don't really see the importance of it, but it's so very important. People like say, what's the whole big deal? Because it's very, very like I could go to a job and I could be respected at that job, but I don't see me. I don't see any of me there. You know what I mean? And when I do, I'm like, when I worked at Kingston Hospital, I see somebody black or Latino come in and I'd hug them. And some of them thought I was crazy. I'd be like, I'm so happy to see you. You know what I mean? Because we're included. Like everybody, this is an everybody thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that art does. Because music, painting, clay making, I love what you said about seeing what they're saying.
The
That's,
visual.
I mean, that's just it. When it comes down to it,
I love it.
that's what it is. Like I mean, I'm not going to say I never thought about race or didn't see race, but I was raised to not be at all prejudiced and at all like raised to be like everybody. I grew up in Philly before I moved here. So it was like a whole different environment than here.
But see, it's terrible. I can peg people that aren't from here because I grew up with racism, with systematic injustices, and people, if you even say those words, people get all uncomfortable. But it's crazy. If you're standing at a parade as a kid and an officer pushes you to the back and pushes a little white kid up front because that's how I grew. I grew up with those things. I went to school at 16 to get away from here because of things like that. And it's not that it happened all the time, but it happened enough. You know, in kindergarten, I had a little girl. I was walking with my new best friend. This little girl said, "Why are you walking with that nigger?" Kindergarten, it's taught. So it affects you. But my mother is the best mom in America. Everybody thinks their mom is the best mom. But my mother, Lottie Faye, I'm giving you your props. When I got home from school, I was so angry, and she sat me down and said, wait, what's going on? I slammed the door, bang. She said, wait. I said, I hate white people. You know what my mother said? No, you don't. Because black person, a green person, anybody can do you the same way that person did you. You don't hate any one group of people because of something that one person did. So I was raised like you say, you guys are like, I don't see color, like, you know.
I don't see.
But when it affects you, regardless of whether you're raised that way or not, it's a traumatizing thing. You know what I mean? So music and art is just such a passion because I think that everybody understands it.
I do too.
Doesn't matter what your race is.
I mean, look at the history of how music has broken down racial barriers, especially in America.
Yep.
Like unbelievable.
I love that mural that you're talking about with Latino people because immigration is a whole big thing for me. I actually am drawn to helping people, period. You know what I mean? And right now, they're the underdogs. They're the heavy underdogs. So
yeah,
I like that before we even got to where we are right now. You know what I mean? But I'm so glad any Latino people out there, go check out O Positive. If you see that symbol, O Positive, go check it out. It's going to be an amazing festival. Bring your babies, everybody. Yeah.
You know, you asked me about my work. I didn't even tell you this.
See some of your work.
I have a huge mural on Pearl Street and Wall Street.
You did, Joe.
They finally convinced me to put up a mural.
How did you do a mural with all you're doing?
I did it 2 years ago, or last year. No, 2 years ago.
Tell us what again.
Pearl and Wall, right across from St. Joseph's School. It's 3 stories.
I'm gonna have to look tomorrow on my way to work because I work on Wall Street.
There you go.
Yeah.
And walk right by it.
Wow, we got a Joe Concra mural. I didn't see that.
I finally did one.
I'm gonna ride there today.
I was like, no, I can't and I applied. I applied like everybody else. I had to do a mock-up. Went through the whole process.
Are you serious?
I got in.
So it is.
I could have been rejected from the.
That's so funny.
It could have happened.
The paint. Melissa, her beautiful self, asked you that before. Whatever you are, she asked you if there was donated.
Paint. So,
I remember Herzog's. Am I saying that right?
Herzog's donates some underpaint for us, some base coat, and they help us with some costs on some stuff, which is fantastic because they're local. Our paint is made by Golden Artist Colors, which is the biggest art manufacturer of artist paint, I think, in America or the world. And they're in New Berlin, New York, so they're not far from here. It's owned by the Golden family. I know Mark.
Wow.
The paint world is a very small world. Like R&F Encaustics here in Kingston, that's the biggest encaustic company in America, maybe the world, and they're right here in Kingston.
Incredible.
So Golden gives us the majority of our paint. We buy some. It's so expensive we could never buy it. Like some of these murals, if you were to cost paint, it's around $16,000 to $20,000 just in paint,
Mhm.
because the paint is 30-year UV protected, super bright,
It's not
beautiful
just paint,
color,
that's right.
It's made for putting murals up outside.
Because
And
weather, all kinds of things.
Sunshine.
Oh, I didn't even think of
sunshine,
that.
yellow, the color yellow does not like sun.
Really? I
Yeah.
would know that about an artist.
Yeah. Yeah. Spray paint yellow always fades away. Always fades away. 3 to 5 years gone.
Didn't know
The
that.
bismuth yellow is light fast. So there's things like that. Like, we're real technicians when it comes to that stuff.
I think that's fascinating.
I'm a real
That
dork
is-
about, I'm a super nerd about paint application,
I love it.
color mixing, all that stuff.
Tell us about one of your projects, one of your paint projects. Tell us about, I know you have favorites, but tell us about how do you do it? Like,
Come up with the idea.
Yeah.
Or just painting.
Painting.
That's so much better to answer. So painting for me is a process. It's a practice. It always has been. I'm very self-taught, going back to my earlier life as a child, my other life as a child.
That's why you should do it.
But very, very self-taught. Put myself through college. Got into graduate school without really knowing. So I had to do 3 years in graduate school, but got really left alone in a big studio. And I learned from all the really good painters around me how to
Wow.
paint. But really, it's like taking a really long lifetime walk, because the first paintings are terrible, but you look for the glimmer of the thing that is interesting to follow the next step. So I've always done that. So you see the mural uptown, there's a space guy and he's being held around, or he's flying away, he's being held one or the other. He's got a helmet on. He's got a hat that looks like a clown hat. That clown hat has been in my work for maybe 20 years now, as just a motif that goes through multiple paintings, or it goes and it comes and it goes.
Interesting.
But I just look for something to lead me to the next thing that I'm excited about. So, like, 6 months ago, I was working on this painting and one of those guys was in it, and he looked like he was in ice. And I thought, what else is in ice? This is so sorry. This is so good. I thought, like, this is in ice. And I thought, oh, well, penguins are in ice. So I just painted a penguin in a painting, and it sent me on an incredible journey that I'm on right now, with like those as muses in multiple ways. In the paintings, doing multiple things, almost like clown-like, almost like really cuddly, like just really fun. But also, like you read in the beginning, my paintings can be really dark, right? But there's always a glimmer of hope. And that's the thing, I think, and I believe wholeheartedly in the beauty of paint, not other kinds of art, but just like, I am a painter. It's not that it's hard. You just got to keep going. And if you feel it and you love it, you'll just keep going.
Is what makes it happen.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting.
I was looking at a painting today. I was at the mechanic getting my car fixed before the festival, and I was looking at a painting by Tiepolo from 1649.
Wow.
And I was looking at that painting. I don't even know how I ended up looking at it, but I was just staring at that painting going, this person doing the same things that I'm doing.
That's crazy.
Figuring out the same thing, figuring out the same color, figuring out the same light. Like, that's what I mean about, like, we all have these tools, and all artists have vocabulary of their own, but you have the same tool set. It's just pigment.
Yeah, but you do different things with it.
That's what's beautiful about it.
It is.
It's pigment ground in linseed oil, if it's oil paint. That's it. Like, it's dirt in oil.
Yeah, but so your concept, see, that makes me happy that you actually broke it down, because there's a way that you go about getting what the finished product is. Like, I love that you talked about ice, and then, well, what else is in ice? Penguins. And like now when I go look at this paint, I'm going to understand the depth of the artist. The way you want to see what the painting says, I want to know what's in the mind of the person that developed that. That's what's interesting to me. I'm a weird person like that.
I mean, I never think about, I'm not going to say I don't think about the viewer. I think about the viewer in terms of how does the painting look. But what I like, I almost gave you too much information about what I do, because what I like is just letting people come up with their own thoughts of what it is. I once had somebody who bought a painting from me. This was amazing. This was the first time I sold a big painting. And I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And I was younger, and I was like, I think I'm going to maybe have a career here. This is great. and I delivered this really 6 by 8 foot painting to this manager.
Oh,
And I said, "Do you want to know about the painting?" And he said, "Stop right there.
that's
I have my own
amazing.
thoughts about what this is. Don't tell me anything about what you do."
Oh, that's deep.
And I was like, "That's great.
That's really, really deep.
That's awesome. But I don't have to worry about it."
Makes me understand even better.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
when I'm
Because he might see what I don't see, and what you see might be different from what he already. So he didn't want you to ruin it for him. He knows why he liked that painting.
yeah,
I
and he knows
like
why, and he knows why he bought it.
Right. Why mess with that?
Don't mess.
Right.
No.
I don't have to think like that. I like
Yeah.
that. I don't know why my mind tries to figure, like the woman that we watched do the mural on Franklin Street. I was like,
Mhm.
what went? It's cell phones. It's two girls with cell phones,
Mhm.
and there's numbers floating around. And I was trying to think about her mind and what her concept was. Like that's fascinating to me. But
And I do the same thing as a viewer.
like, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I'll go out tonight and look at who's doing what murals, and I'll be like, "Oh, how'd they get there? How'd they choose that color?
Right.
What's the narrative, right? Like what are they saying? What am I looking at?" And I think like part of what we're doing with the Kingston Youth Voices and the kids over at the Draw is having those conversations so they can go out and lead mural tours. So they're bringing their own thing to it. So we have this whole program where
tell me about that. Yeah.
you can listen to the kids who recorded what they think about each painting with a QR. All of our murals have QR codes on them. You can click them, find out more about the muralist, listen to an audio tour on some of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
Because I know.
Yeah, it's really great.
The QR code's in here too.
Yeah, it's really fun. So, and then we have mural tours. There's a great mural to mural tour on bicycle at 11 o'clock, leaving on Keegan on Saturday morning of the festival, which is really fun for families. Like it's a real slow, easy roll, hang out on your bike.
I remember that before.
There's so many self-guided mural tours. We have mural maps all over town. You can pick these up all over town right now. You can pick these up all over town now.
Yeah.
And
So wait, that bike tour, that was 11 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, where did you say people can go to donate if they want to donate?
Positivefestival.org.
Okay.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
It's great. It's so easy. We make it so easy to donate, and we love it because it just.
Let me get in there with your cute face.
Positive. Festival.org. That's where we find out everything. Website, give till it hurts, and then we'll make you feel better.
Good at this, Joe. Good at this.
Send the festival. Just everybody come. It's for everybody. It's been such a pleasure and also somewhat of a heartbreak being in Kingston doing this because you tell everybody what it is. And you just do it because you want everybody to come. And I mean, we get good 5,000 people over the weekend. It's nice.
You guys get a lot of people.
I want to see everybody.
Yeah. Just when I took that down, I just realized I'm always
It's myself a bunch
There's
of
Friday and Sunday.
Friday is what I'm looking forward to.
All right.
Today, I'm going to today and see that thing and the thing over here by Wonderly's.
So good. Wonderly's.
Yeah, that's
called Red
what
Owl
we
now,
know.
but yeah, Wonderly's.
Was it called Cold Red?
Red Owl. It's a vintage store, like an antique vintage market.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Really nice folks. And a plumbing supply in the back.
Amazing.
Vintage plumbing, not vintage plumbing.
Vintage and plumbing. Joe, you are such a good guy. Such a good guy.
Get burnt out from doing all of this.
Yes.
So do you ever get a break, or like do you take a break sometimes?
He says with a big smile.
We have to go right in. I mean, we're working on next year. We have to do a really deep dive after this one, find out what worked, what didn't work, look at our budget, and then figure out what we're going to do moving forward. Because now we have this year-round clinic. So for my role, ostensibly now is fundraising, which is not something I ever wanted to do. I don't necessarily enjoy it.
It's yucky.
Yeah, and I don't like asking for money.
So what volunteers to help with fundraising?
Love it. Anybody wants to write Joe at Joe. My name Joe, Joe, at opositivefestival.org will get every email to me. If you just write to anything on the website, somebody will find me. We're only 4 or 5 people deep, depending on the time of year.
So for all you people that I've dealt with, many of you that are grant writers and that know how to get money and get donations, if you want to give a little bit of your time, if everybody gives a little, it's a help, right?
Yeah, many hands make light work.
There you go.
That's what we need.
There you go. So you're not doing it, so you can get a break, Joe. So you're not doing it.
Yes, I can make paintings. You can come see. Come over.
I want to see it. I would have loved to see
You're
that.
invited to my studio anytime.
How big was that painting? 6x8, you said?
Yeah, I've got so many.
No, the one that you took to the man that told you.
Yeah, 6 by 8 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a nice painting.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we check out the studio?
I'm down.
I
I'm
would
down for
love
that.
to see that.
I'm down for that.
After the festival.
Definitely. I'm going to be, I can't even tell you when there's a lot going on. I'll tell you when we're over there.
Yeah.
But Nina's birthday is coming up.
Is it?
Yes.
Every year you have it on my birthday. Every single year.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
That's how I miss things. Yep. But no. This is good. Listen, you're going to do so many people. You're going to actually, I love that you're working with the youth, that you're actually
A lot of youth.
doing that because you're going
I
to,
do too.
some of tomorrow's artists are going to be coming out of that group.
I hope so. You know, we
I believe it.
some of them sit in our gallery now, which is great. And paid internships, which is wonderful.
Paid internships is the way
Just
to
said
go.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, it's great. We got
That's my
some
thing.
really great kids. We're training kids to lead the tours, and you know, I look at those kids and I see, you know, you see a little bit of yourself when you were younger, and
That's
be like,
right.
oh man, if I had
Somebody
some
gave me a couple
mentor-
of dollars, like yeah, it gives you more.
Age group.
that is just teens, so 16 to 19, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's great because then they can go out on their own. Plus, they can work. Well, we can pay
Actually
them.
getting a little bit of
Yeah, get some cheese.
awesome.
Yep.
Joe Concra from O Positive we have.
Joe Concra from Kingston.
From Kingston,
Positive.
that maybe created O Positive and is growing every year. He has a
Said that you
book.
have 4 other people that work with you, or
Yeah, we have 4 full-time staff as of today,
Mhm.
and then some part-time.
I think she's pulling in here.
limited, yeah, and then we have
Feeling it.
a bunch of volunteers. Like right now, after I leave here on my bicycle and ride back over to our production office, it'll be filled with volunteers, and everybody just rolling
That's
t-shirts,
cool.
getting stuff ready, and building stages tonight. Tonight we build stages. Tomorrow night we start building the clinic, and
And the clinic will be at the church.
the pop-up clinic is at the Old Dutch Church in Bethany Hall, and our year-round space is 334 Wall Street. So it's the old Baptitotum on the corner of North Front
Love
Wall,
it.
and it'll also be a performance space. So
You're right down the street.
yeah.
Yeah.
stop in anytime. It's where
Yeah.
we are.
Some tells me that she's there. I can see
Well-
the smoke. I can see the smoke coming off your brain. Your little.
I just like everything that
This is
for and everything.
it's amazing. It
Yeah.
really is.
Awesome.
Oh, there's a saxophonist that I had here as a guest on the podcast. That is so amazing. I don't know why.
I think we got to schedule a block party.
No,
Sorry,
this
that
guy,
was
I
a
really
Nicholson.
went to Hasbrook Park for peace of mind. That's my place.
Right.
If I can't get to the walkway over the Hudson, I go to Hasbrook Park, and I went up there and he was playing oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the song. He played it here on my show. He was a guest.
Wow.
Mhm.
He is when I tell you tremendous, he has 2 or 3 instruments that he just rocks.
Nice.
He taught himself.
Great.
Mhm.
Love that.
I think he said what at 40?
If you have an opening or something and you want him to just pop in on your thing, I can make it happen like that.
Great. I love it.
He wants us to help him with the music part.
Yeah.
No, but I mean this year, if you have if you have any kind of little insert where people can hear this man, it would be they're gonna ask you about him. That's how good he is.
Okay. Sounds great. I love it. This is how it gets done.
This is how it happens. That's right.
That's it. Everybody, I love the people who wrote in and recommended bands.
Me too.
I love that.
I me too.
More. Give me more.
That's
Give
right.
me people that will fill Date Stadium and a contact.
Oh, we can do that. I can do that. Like,
That's the big one.
oh, we can do that.
I have dreamt.
Donations. Need
Right.
lots of donations.
Yeah,
People,
but if we
start
could fill
donating.
Deet Stadium, the production on Deet Stadium would be quite something. I have to say.
They used to do marching bands there
I
and
love that. I love the marching bands.
good stuff. Like, I mean, they would literally come from by Kingston Hospital and march a marching band, like different bands from different cities would come to Kingston and they march all the way to the stadium, and then they'd have powwows.
Yeah, it's so nice.
And the stadium would be packed like there's a game going on up there. It was amazing.
Can I tell you a dream of mine? We've never been able to do it, and it drives me crazy. Maybe you can help.
I can.
I want the Kingston High School marching band to be part of the O Positive Parade.
Oh, that should be.
They're always doing competitions, or there's homecoming or whatever.
That should be
Homecoming
so simple.
and after.
Say, that should be very easy for you.
Simple.
I got nothing. I want help. I'm asking for help. I got a dream. I really, really, really.
It really makes so much sense.
Can you imagine? It'd be perfect.
It just makes a lot of sense.
All those kids just marching down. It's not even that long of a route.
In any other city, they'd be like, "Oh, that we got to do that." It's represented.
How far of a walk is it?
What's from Keegan to
Just around in the
5 blocks, 6 blocks?
Yeah.
I mean, we circle around a few times.
But I get all excited like a little kid.
Yeah. I would love to have Kingston High School marching band.
We'll see what we could do.
Kingston.
Their principal is great. I love their principal, so we'll see.
Steve's laughing at that.
We'll see. Listen, we have Joe Concra here from O Positive. Everybody knows him as Joe O Positive, but this is the man behind the greatness of this whole event. And I'm so happy that you came to talk to us, and I'm grateful for my beautiful assistant. Good questions you ask.
I have to write my questions down.
You said you were prepared.
And I think she was hinting about helping, and
I heard that.
I kind of felt that a lot.
Well, I like everything that he does. So this is like, even you creating this, these are things that I like to do. I've been writing kids' books right now for my grandkids.
She's been hinting pretty hard, Joe. She's been
hard, but I love this. Like just how you made the pages pop, the different color. Like
this is a good
look at
book.
all the details.
Thank you. Yeah,
This is
that was
very,
a
very
book.
creative.
It's a really. Did you see in the back? You can build your own adventure. There's a whole empty page where you can write it.
Yep, I saw that.
Oh, this is so cool right here. I didn't see that.
I just love this.
Joe Concra, O Positive, Melissa Fisher, amazing people. Once again on Nina's Bag Podcast, where our goal is to advocate, educate, and elevate. And if you haven't been from today's show, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Don't forget, October 10th through the 12th, O Positive. Grab one of these books. They're all over. Joe's been putting in the work.
Go make your donations at
opositivefestival.org.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you,
This
Joe.
is going to be great. I definitely have to.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for this will be posted also on Nina's Bag Podcast on YouTube. So check us out. Have a great day.
Subscribe to Nina's Bag.
Advocate, educate, elevate. Nina's Bag. Ciao.